For the next 15 minutes, be assured you're going to see something unique, an art form which is not in the mainstream and not explored much. So here I am to show it to all of you in detail. So as kids, we all had one or the other interest, right? Non-academic interests I'm talking about, be it sports, fine arts, theatrics, singing, writing, etc. So back in school, playing cricket and watching TV were the popular hobbies. So I remember when teachers asked us about hobbies, most of the class used to tell that, only those two hobbies. So nowadays, this TV has been replaced by mobile, and cricket has been able to survive. It's still pulling kids out of houses. So that's a good thing. And for kids nowadays, hobby is mobile gaming, right? And for all of us, we think it is Facebooking, WhatsApping, Twitter, Instagram. But I say they are more of habits. You understand, right? What is habit, what is hobby? So basically we use these habits, whatever I listed now, to showcase our hobbies, right? Some post their photographic skills, some post their writings, like that. So if you think hobbies are just the activities to do in life, in leisure time, you're wrong. They are more than that. So they'll tell you some of your strengths, your own strengths, and they're stress busters, and they make your life more colorful. So they will be one of your proud possessions in life also. Like you will realize that after doing it for some time. Chalkruthi is one such passion of mine. So what is this Chalkruthi? You read the first slide. It said Chalkruthi. What is that Chalkruthi? I'll tell you about that in a minute. Before that, I take this up. So what's the main purpose of this? A piece of chalk. The sole purpose of this is to write on blackboard, isn't it? I use it for a different purpose altogether. Actually, these chalk manufacturers hide one or two statues in each and every block of chalk. My hobby is to unveil them. So what is this Chalkruthi? I wanted to coin a catchy yet apt name for my hobby of chalk sculpting. Then after thinking for a couple of days, I came up with this term, Chalkruthi. As name itself suggests, it's Akriti made of chalk, right? Akriti, you know, is a structure or shape in any Indian language if you take. So that's simple, Chalkruthi. So I developed this skill, way back in my high school, when I was in high school 15 years ago. My handwriting was very neat and legible, not just on paper, but also on blackboard. So teachers used to call me to the board to solve mathematics, to write paragraphs. They dictate for the fellow students to write down. And I was assigned a daily task to write Subhashita and some news headlines from newspaper on school notice board. And back home, my grandpa had given me a blackboard for me to write, draw, and for homework, to do whatever I wish. So friendly conditions, right, for the beginning of my love story with this white beauty. So yeah, it started like that. Initially, I used dividers and compass in my geometry box and safety pins to carve simple structures out of chalk. And I used to drill this chalk from this end to this end without breaking it. That's quite challenging, right, if you think of it. So I never bothered to preserve them safe. It was just a time pass activity, make it, break it. So later, I learned to carve few letters on chalk. So if you can see, carving names on a piece of chalk. So for the next 1 or 2 years, it was just this, carving relatives, friends' name and gifting it to them. So they found it very interesting. They loved it. So then later, I wanted to try something new. So what I did, I tried to attach 2-3 chalks together and carve human face on it. Because I tried to carve on a single chalk, I couldn't. So what I thought, let's try on this first, attaching 2-3 chalk together. So this is one of them. Okay. Thank you. It went well for the next couple of years. So once I joined engineering, I didn't give enough time for this. Here and there, I was doing one or the other, just a few carvings. After playing 5 years, I thought of resuming my hobby. So I was an engineer then, I became a software engineer. So I thought, why not use my weekends to do this chalk sculpting? So I didn't know then it would be such a brilliant idea. I started off with this. Like 24 Jain Tirthan Cross, each with symbol, Lanchana we call. So this took 4 months, only on weekends though. So I started off with this then. So later I tried exploring many different things, not just on chalk, on pencil lead too. I have done more than 200 sculptures so far. From deities to personalities, from small cartoons to big monuments, and some theme-based carvings as well. So it's like on weekdays I'm a software professional, and on weekends I'm a micro sculpture artist. Like we engineers don't do what we are supposed to do. Yeah, you all can relate to that, right? Yeah. So let me walk you all through some of my Chalkruthis. Here you see on the big screen. So I think everybody can see that. So different Ganesha sculptures. So whatever you see in the orange color, that's not painted. I never use any paint to color anything. It's just colored chalk, that's it. And the middle one is lead. And again, these are colored chalks, some of them. And this is Goddess Durga. So I have that right here. So you can think of the what the size of it. So as you can see, the first part in one single chalk, then rest all, I mean, the second attached this side and Mahishasura. And the other side, there's one more chalk. So it hardly measures 1.5 to 2 inch, right? Then famous personalities. Then it's just the size of the face is the peanut size, just that. Then communal harmony, the first one. Our favorite cartoon characters. My fave, this for Mother's Day special, this is Father's Day special, Friendship Day special. And this is Yoga Day special. I don't do yoga, I'll make chalk do yoga. So 12 asanas of Surya Namaskar. And one of my faves, this is a historical Dandi March. This famously called Gyaramurti is in Delhi. You might have seen this on now banned 1,000 rupee notes, right? This took more than 120 hours of 3 months. And this took again more than 100 hours of 3 months. Taj Mahal, this is palm size. It would be like 10 to 12 centimeters by 12 centimeters. this is the preparation stage, planning stage. These are the measurements I had to, scale down to centimeters, right? So there's at least some 10 days I've taken to come up with this planning. Some of my pencil-led sculptures, okay? After seeing all this, you might be wondering what tools I use and what lens I use, right? So here are they. The first one is a tinny screwdriver, and the next is dissection needle. So this dissection needle, this particular dissection needle, if some of your, I hope you all studied biology. I used this particular needle to dissect cockroach in my zoology lab in 11th standard. Now I'm using the same dissection needle, this is the one, to dissect chalk piece. And the next is pencil sharpener's blade. And the next one is dentist excavator. I have been using it for a while now. From 6-7 years I've been using it, but didn't know its name till last year. It doesn't matter for me. I just use it for my hobby. So got to know the name that is excavator. Then scalpel. So these are the very simple tools I use. And what about lens? So it's just presumption that I'll be using a lens, right? I don't use any lens. With naked eyes, I do. Even on pencil lead, be it chalk or lead, I don't use any lens. So let's see a small video of time-lapse video of my chalk sculpture, making of a chalk sculpture. So, yeah, it won't be so quick and in one stretch as you see in the video. It has taken around 15 hours for me to make. I show you a small demonstration of, a very small demonstration. I've already done it partially, almost fully. I'll just show a small It doesn't take much time because I've already done just refining it a bit. So, so if you can see, can you read if someone can read? Okay, maybe that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So, any simple carving. I mean, this is my first chapter actually. I mean, I learned this first, right? So I'll do it pretty fast. Other than that, any simple carving would take minimum 5 to 6 hours. So by now you might have learned that it needs zero monetary investment, right? But that's not the only investment here. Agree? There are more precious things to invest. Time, then concentration, then loads and loads of patience. So I believe every one of us, like each individual is unique and is passionate about one or the other things. But what we think, we don't have time, we are too busy in different things, and we can't spend time on it. It's all negative mindset, I say. It's like we are ready with our statements. We make our statements ready to support our no. Like we don't even think about positive sides of anything. Actually, no convinces us faster. Then, my call for action for you today is like, just go back home, relax, and think about what you can do about your hobby. If you have already stopped, start doing it. If you continue doing it, continue doing it. That's it. Never stop. It should be like your enthusiasm should be like your heartbeats. It should never stop. So, like whatever it may be, your hobby, like take out your old age camera from cupboard and snap wide range of photography. And if you're passionate about cooking, give your mom or wife a day off and show off your culinary skills. Or grab a pen or pencil and paper and scribble your heart out. So one or the other thing, whatever you're interested in. Just bring out that unique soul in you. You give your time and dedication to your passion. See what it gives you in return. So I am fortunate for the past 5 years to be able to meet some of the legendaries, and I have got appreciations from families, friends, relatives, colleagues, complete strangers. But this stands tall. This is top of all that. So it's like your hobby might seem so trivial, not so great, and boring for others. You shouldn't feel it like that. You can never feel that. So it's not about changing the whole world or impressing the whole world with your hobby. It's about changing your own little world, making it livelier, making it more colorful. So remember the first slide? From small beginnings come great things. Thank you.